All right, let's talk about a huge trend in professional development, microlessons. Those short, bite-sized training videos? They're pitched as this perfect solution for our crazy busy work lives, but are they really all they're cracked up to be? Let's dig into the promise and, more importantly, the pitfalls. So let me ask you something straight up. Think about the last work training you had to do. Did it actually change the way you work? Or was it, a full day you secretly spent trying to answer emails under the table? If you're kind of chuckling at that second one, trust me, you are not alone. So to really get why these micro lessons have taken off, we first have to talk about what's broken. We've got to look at the trouble with traditional training and why the old ways just aren't cutting it anymore. I mean, think about it. The world is moving a million miles an hour. Pulling your entire team out of their workflow for a full day workshop, it's a massive disruption. You get fire-hosed with information, and honestly, how much of it do you actually remember a week later? It's just not sticking. And this is where the big shift comes in. Out of that frustration, this new idea has totally exploded in popularity: microlessons. They promise to be this super modern answer to the age-old problem of how we learn and get better at our jobs. So what are we talking about here? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like: short, super focused bursts of learning. We're talking 5, maybe 10 minutes, designed to give you exactly what you need right when you need it. No fluff. And when you put them side by side, the difference is just, wow. Instead of those marathon day-long sessions, you get these quick 5-minute sprints. Instead of a one-and-done event you forget, you get learning that's reinforced over time. And you're not chained to a specific room at a specific time. You can learn on your phone, on the bus, whenever. The upside seems pretty obvious, right? And all this leads to some pretty powerful benefits. First off, they save a ton of time. They also use what's called spaced learning, which all the science says is way better for your memory. And because you can pull them up whenever, they can be personalized to help you with your specific weak spots. It just feels like a much smarter way to do things. But, and this is a big but, here comes the twist. Like any trend that gets super popular, there's a catch. Just because learning is snackable doesn't mean it's actually good. The reality is there are some pretty serious pitfalls when you only learn in tiny bites. And this is so important to remember. The very things that make microlessons so appealing, how fast and simple they are, can actually be their biggest weaknesses if they're not designed the right way. Popular doesn't always mean effective. Let's break down what can go wrong. First, lack of depth. You just can't teach a really complex skill in 5 minutes without oversimplifying it. Second, it can be lonely. You're often learning in isolation with no one to bounce ideas off of. And third, if it's not planned out, you end up with this totally fragmented, random bunch of videos that don't connect or build on each other at all. So, is it a lost cause? No way. The question is, how do you get all the good stuff from microlearning without falling into those traps? The answer isn't about the tool itself. It's about making the whole model smarter. It comes down to design. So let's look at how a platform like Studio K20, which is built with this exact problem in mind, tackles it. This right here is the absolute key. Real learning isn't just about slicing your content into smaller pieces. It's about designing those pieces with intention so they fit together to create a full, engaging picture. It's the difference between having a pile of bricks and building a house. And a huge part of that design is making it interactive. I mean, good microlessons are way more than just watching a video. They should make you do something. Drag and drops, quizzes, little simulations, things that make you an active participant, not just a passive viewer. To give you an idea, some platforms built for this have libraries with over 40 different types of activities. And building these lessons should be just as smart. The best systems make it easy. You can pick from all these cool interactive bits, arrange them into a flow that actually makes sense, and then share it out with a click. The idea is to make it simple for the person creating the course, but really powerful for the person taking it. So let's circle back to those big weaknesses we talked about and see how a well-designed system fixes them. That fragmented curriculum? You solve it with modular design, where lessons can stand alone or click together into a bigger journey. Not enough depths? You solve that by mixing in rich media and interactive tasks. And that problem of learning alone? You solve it by building in ways for people to collaborate and get feedback from experts. See, at the end of the day, it's all about making an impact. And that comes from design that can adapt to different learners, content that actually sparks your curiosity, and a system that's so easy to use it just gets out of the way. It's about building a better learning experience from the ground up. Okay,
So let's bring this all home with the single most important takeaway from all of this. It's not about the tool or the format, it's about the strategy behind it.
This really says it all. You can have the slickest, shortest videos in the world, but if they aren't built with a clear purpose and thoughtful design, they're just not going to work. It's all about being intentional. So here's the bottom line. You don't have to choose between fast, convenient lessons and deep, meaningful learning. The real magic happens when you combine the speed and agility of microlearning with the smart, strategic depth of great instructional design. That's the winning combo. And that leaves us with one final question for you to take back to your own team. Is your training just agile, or is it agile and deep? Because getting both right, well, that's the real game changer. Something to think about.